Welcome to Critical Reading Mini Lessons, specifically a demonstration of what students will be learning in this class at Acta Academy. And I am your teacher and founder, Kevin, for Critical Reading. So for today's lesson, we are going to look at how students can actually derive significant amount of information from any text just by reading the title alone. So oftentimes we are going to be handed titles that contain important information or that contain sufficient information. Why? Because titles are meant to be important and meant to be informative. The question is how to extract that information effectively. So here we have an example of a text, right? And on the title, it's called The Importance of Loafing, and the subtitle, Man the Only Working Animal. Without any further context, I'm not going to tell you who the author is, what the title of the book is. Just given this reading alone, what kind of information can we possibly gather? Well, first things first, and in most experiences, students don't know what the word loafing means. Okay, that's fine. If you don't have a dictionary, don't have anything, how can you still proceed to gather information? One way is to look at the subtitle, Man the Only Working Animal. Notice the emphasis, the word only. What kind of reading would you expect to be seeing if the title is Man the Working Animal? It might be talking about how hard humans work for effort and progress. It might be talking about man being able to collaborate together to build societies. It might be talking about man with goals, that's why we work. It might be talking about how we have struggles, how we have needs, and we have to work to obtain them. But then notice now in the subtitle, it's actually Man the Only Working Animal. That word only suggests it's a comparison of man with what? With all other animals, right? And to say that man the only working animal, is it saying that we are superior than other animals because we work? Or is it saying that we are worse than all the other animals because we work? It could be either, right? If we just look at the title. But at the very least, from just these 5 words alone, specifically just the word only alone, we know that the rest of the reading that we're going to encounter is going to be a comparison of man with all other animals in the known universe regarding work. Now, if we take a step back and look at the title of chapter 7, The Importance of Loafing, the word loafing means to chill, to avoid any kind of productive labor. So now we know that we would either be looking at man the only working animal, therefore superior than other animals, or man the only working animal, therefore worse than all the other animals. If the title says the importance of loafing, what would the author be arguing? It would most likely be arguing that working is a negative activity. It's an activity that the author, in his opinion, makes humans in some ways worse off than other animals. And that's it. That's really the work of critical reading. That's what we're trying to teach students that already have a basic level of reading comprehension, how to derive critical, useful information efficiently and effectively. And that was a demonstration of how you can simply use a single word only through the comparison of if it weren't there, and through the subsequent understanding of the word loafing to determine which way this reading is going to go. Part 2 of this lesson. So the word only is in a family or in a subset of words that we like to call signposts. And these are words that hold a functional value that tells us which way to look. It's kind of like if you're driving on the road, you see a sign that tells you to stop, you see the green light to tell you where to go. It tells you indications of what the author intends on arguing. So these are words that are like furthermore, however, but, therefore, first, more importantly. There's tons of these things that are signposts all throughout readings all the time. And in our experience, what students really need is to develop that sensitivity to pick these things up first intentionally, then automatically. The word here only tells us that we are going to look at a comparison of man versus all others, right? And the only here draws attention to working in that will be the thing we compare man against all others through. It's through the lens of working. So that's it for a critical reading mini lesson for today regarding how to derive information effectively and efficiently from titles, and a little bit more about signposts in terms of how we teach our class. If you are curious about what we do at Acta Academy and how we teach our classes like critical reading and creative storytelling, reach out to us through a line or through Facebook. We are more than happy to show you around.